Good afternoon from the Kasakunda football field, wherever you might be getting our voices and signals. You most welcome and welcome back to the Kasakunda football field. It is the grand and great final in the Bubba Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final. And the final between Santangba Kabilo against Bantaba Kabilo, and the ground is all set and all set at the Kasakunda football field, and the game is live on LSTV1 at the Cabin Parliament Party. Sesidat Kujabi, Alasan Bar, and of course Mas Sanyang at the commentary cabin. Behind camera operations is Osman and the team. Santangba dressed in blue and white shirts, blue shorts and black and white socks, whilst Bantaba in green and white shirts, green shorts and black and white socks. And currently Bantaba up against Santangba in this great and grand fitness tournament final. The central referee is Lamin Ba. Keba Jame is one of the assistants, Ibrahim Jingali, and Lamin So is the match commissioner in this lively and entertaining showdown. Santangba playing from our right to left from our commentary cabin, whilst Bantaba kicks from our left to right. And of course, interestingly, they all have Ba in the final point of their names, Bantaba against Santangba, and who is definitely going to win it remains to be seen. And of course, in the initial fixture between the two, it ended goalless between Bantaba and Santangba in the group stages, and now it is the final. One of these two must, of course, serve as the winner of the tournament, either in regulation or post-match shootout. Just as I said at the Cabin Parliament for the Sesidat Kujabi, Alasan Ba, and of course Mas Sanyang. Any moment from now, we will definitely hand the mic for reactions before having deep or getting deep into the commentary. But of course, before going deep into the commentary, a quick rundown on the starting 11 for Santangba, who are currently under the guidance of Damja and Landing Sane, whilst Aliuba and Mohamed Job on the technical area for Bantaba Kabilo. And of course, Santangba starting this game with Suwaibu Swa in goal, Suleiman Manjang, Sanabayo, Lamin Sane, Mustafa Keta, Omar Jao, Bubakar Jalo, Musa Jaju, Suwaibu Drame, Bubakar Cham, and Masane Toure, completing the 11 for Santangba. And of course, Santangba dressed in blue and white colors, whilst Bantaba in green and white. And Bantaba having in goal Musa Jata, Karamo Kamara, Baren Mane, Sambujang Bayaya Bujang, Kajali Jame, Bamudu Jalo, Landing Jingali, Babukar Badjie, Bambo Odembo Bojang, and Yusufa Sabali, completing the 11. It's a total around the area. But Seshirat Kujabi, it is already lively. Of course, the intentions are definitely very clear. Both sides are hoping to win it either in regulation or post-match shootout. In the initial fixture, just as I said, it ended 0-0. Of course, this time around, probably you will definitely have goals either, of course, settling it out in regulation or get it to post-match shootout to be crowned champions of Bubba Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final.
Yeah, indeed, Pa, and a big welcome to Kasakunda. We welcome our followers, those following us on YouTube and also on our Facebook, outlet. We are witnessing the final between Santangba and Bantaba, who, are battling out here for supremacy in this sunny Saturday here at the Kasakunda football field as both team, crafted their path to, to the promised land, and now, they the team that will emerge as the victorious team from this grand finale will definitely be crowned as the champions of the Kasakunda Fitness Tournament, the competition which is fondly funded by a brother of this community who rose in the diaspora, giving back to the community and helping the sport committee of Casa Kunda to raise funds and also to scout players who would go on to represent this community at various platform. This faithful ground serve as a scouting platform for Casa Kunda, wherein they compete in the competition such as the soccer sport committee, in Brikama, and also Kambeng sport committee in Brikama, and also in the just formed zone in the name of the Kombosilla football zone. This is where this community, normally do their scouting, identified, potential talents that goes to represent this community at various platforms. Remember at some time, this same community competed in your own community in Nyofele, wherein they emerged to go all the way up to the final. So these such platform give them the environment for them to select the very best of the best, to go out there and represent the badge of this community. And normally it pays dividend. So it's a continuous trend that this community is known of. You can see, though despite the fact that it's a fitness tournament, but still you feel the community took ownership of the competition, and then invested time, energy, resources to make sure it becomes a success. And also the people of the community also embrace, cherish, the competition, take full ownership, as we are witnessing, people gradually coming in. Though the competition is affected by a program that is currently going in the community, but I believe as the gym unfold, numbers are going to increase, and we will definitely witness a great final and a great tussle between the two competitors who are all vying in for the ultimate accolade. In front of us is a glittering, and a very attractive golden trophy in front of us, and we expect nothing but a final that would produce all the ingredients to be classified as a memorable and a historic final part.
Thank you very much, Siddharth Kujabi. And later on, we will engage Santangba. But currently, live from the Kasakunda football field, it is the Bubba Barros Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final between Santangba FC and Bantaba. And of course, it is Santangba Kabilo and Bantaba Kabilo. It's a tussle between the two. Santangba dressed in green and white, whilst Bantaba in blue and white. And Santangba chases on the far. And this time the goalkeeper for Bantaba allowing that ball to roll out for a goal kick. Interesting and lively. Aliuba is currently on the technical dugout for Bantaba, whilst Damja and Landing Sane on the technical area for Santangba. The initial fixture ended 0-0, and hopefully we're going to see a goal or goals in this final. Probably it wouldn't be a repeat of the last fixture played between the two. Around the center circle is Santangba. Bantaba picks it. It's a chase up front on the right back, and number 2 for Santangba. Just there, Suleiman Manjang getting that ball off, and already the ball is already out for a throw-in as signaled by central referee Lamin Ba. Lamin is ably and reliably assisted by Keba Jame, Ibrahim Jingale, and Lamin So is the match commissioner in this lively and entertaining showdown. Of course, in the final, of course, in the earliest of moments at the Kasakunda football field, the score is currently 0-0. Who's going to find the back of the net for the first time this afternoon remains to be seen. But of course, the intention coming from both sides is definitely very clear. That is to say, they have to get it in regulation or post-match shootout to definitely do it. Alasan, probably your first time coming to Kasakunda, or if you ever once visited this community, you can definitely indicate. But of course, it is it is a final, of course, a final of a fitness tournament, which is proudly and officially bankrolled by a native of this community. I definitely know the boy so well, because I think during his playing days here, we played together. During his time, he has been that football enthusiast. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see once more Bubba Barros Badjie coming to the aid of his very own community. And I believe he is currently watching this game live on LSTV1. So if in case he is watching, we definitely have to say kudos to Bubba and the entire team and everybody who is currently behind this, and massive thanks to Landing Badjie and the entire sports committee of Kasakunda Youth and Sports for facilitating this massive achievement.
Thank you very much for. Well, this is my first time of coming to Casa Kunda, but I'm definitely impressed in what I am seeing in Casa Kunda. I don't know how big the community is, but I definitely know when it comes to football, it must be indeed well organized because I'm seeing a class of two teams that they definitely understood each other. These are teams that I definitely know. All the players that are playing here must have connection, either direct or indirect. So it is not unknown teams that are playing because this during the league you mentioned it earlier on that they met but it went goalless. So these are teams that know each other's players. So these teams playing in a final and a final like this, as you can hear, the ambience of fans is coming. So that definitely will increase the spirit of the boys in the field. So, but I'm impressed definitely. These are things that many communities are not doing. Though Kasakunda is an exceptional because I don't know how often do they do this, but this one is an excellent organization because these are things that you can help your youth. These are platform that the youth will showcase their talents because these are now Gambian football went beyond it was. So if you are so definitely good here, you will definitely be able to scout it by other teams that they will also introduce you to the Gambian divisional level in which when you perform well, there are a high chance of you living this country, which is a dream of every Gambian footballer. So Bubba organizing this is definitely indeed a great organization, and then I think this should be spied by other people. If other communities are there that are not organizing tournament like this, competition like this, events like this, to let the youths, to let the kids showcase their talents, do what they love to do. As we know, football is one of the only game that you can call people in the Gambia today, and you will see the answering of every youth in the Gambia. So this is an excellent team, and then I think this should definitely not be the end of everything. This should continue, and then the ballers that are playing here should know that here is just a starting ground. This is just organized for them, so they can also start up something for their life. Here is a place that they can understand definitely how much I can do better. Thank you, Pa.
Thank you very much, Alasan. And earlier on, Sidat Kujabi, and say at some point we thought it was going to be a boring final, but already we've seen the emergence of a particular fan base. Interestingly, we're going to have more and more interesting activities at the field, and already there's a fan club that has already arrived at the field.
Yeah, indeed. It's never boring, when it comes to Casa Kunda. Those that knows, the history of this community, knows that they always come with style, with difference. At some point last year, I was here, and a final of such magnitude, which I witnessed, to my amazement, when the fans were entering, they come in. Astonishing dress code, in the Gambian flag, from top to, from bottom to head, everything displayed nothing but the Gambian flag. And in their hands, they were waving the Gambian flag, that image still, you know, I always, remembers that image whenever I'm heading to or whenever I'm around in Casa Kunda. It it impacted a memory in me that will never be deleted when it comes to this community. That tells you, the unity, the solidarity, the togetherness, the oneness, the passion for football in this community is at a very, high magnitude. And the community always took ownership. You see, age bracket of all gender, male, female, young, old, all will gather here to come and show support to the sport committee, to empower them in their endeavors, of creating the right and enabling environment for, the the ballers to continue dreaming and also to chase their dreams. And now Bubba coming in with this massive package, to empower and to, support the sport association. It's a big moral booster and also, a big step going forward. And this is definitely going to, intensify the and also amplify the efforts of the committee and also, improve that belief and that desire in these ballers. Look, our efforts are not going in vain because people acknowledge the potentials that we have. They realize that all we needed is the support, the motivation, and now since the support and the motivation is coming, and not only coming from far philanthropists or others, but also coming from our own brothers, people who we used to say the same Bantaba or Santangba, as these clubs are named by communities from the village itself, wherein they used to sit, discuss, chat, and rationalize as to the way forward of this community. Now, if Bubba has to travel all the way to the foreign land and remembers all those memory and at some point, decided to give back to the community, a big step in the right direction, Pa.
Thank you very much, Sexidat Kujabi. It is still 0-0. Santangba at a great position, stroke the standbar. They are still not averted. Bantaba trying to clear their line. Santangba picking it once more, trying to cause some problems. Solid defensive work. And another tackle, and the flag of the assistant referee has already gone up against Bantaba this time around. And the central referee Lamin Ba has already given the opportunity. Still having two players down injured, one for Santangba and the other for Bantaba. And Santangba will have a set piece at a promising angle. Central referee Lamin Ba has already given that. Of course, he has now called on the medics to come to the rescue of the players. There is still a player down injured for Bantaba, and there is a particular fan base who have already arrived at the Kasakunda football field. We are expecting to see more and more people coming in here to watch this crucial and lively final. Proudly and officially bankrolled by a native of the community, Bubba Barros Badjie. Of course, in his playing days, he was fondly called Barros. And of course, a brother to the sports chairman, Landing Bar. Special thanks to Landing and the entire team, and special thanks to Kasakunda Sports Committee for organizing not just a tournament, but of course, after the completion of the Somanawetan, Bubba Barros Badjie came up with this magnanimous fitness tournament, which is definitely shaping football in the community. And of course, Kasakunda having a team in the ongoing Combo Silla or Ibrahim Silla sponsored Combo Silla fitness tournament or Noran tournament. And of course, it is also great to note that key of the support base or the supporters of the Combo Silla zone are of course from this community, Kasakunda. So it is definitely not a surprise seeing this fan base coming here to cheer these boys to glory. Of course, having supporters or fan base isn't a problem in Kasakunda. And of course, special thanks to all those that are currently behind these teams and trying to champion this move. The score is 0-0. Santangba to benefit from a corner. Crowded penalty area to Bantaba or Bantaba. It's a long one, partly headed out, calling in. And this time around, crash on the crossbar, another attempt. And into the gloves of the goalkeeper. That was definitely very close and definitely very close for Santangba to find the back of the net. But unfortunately to the boys dressed in green and white colors, the goalkeeper to the rescue. And of course earlier on, the crossbar to the rescue, Alasan, before the goalkeeper diving in to gather that ball with ease.
That was a great chance for Santangba, but lucky that the crossbar was there to block it, and later on it falls right into the glove of the netminder. But this, I have seen an attempt of one of the central defender who was trying to use his hand to to punch out the ball, which when he happens to do that would have been a penalization. That would have been a direct red card for Bantaba FC, and which in a final you getting a red card at this moment of the this early moment of the game would definitely lead to a lot to your team, would definitely add a big pressure to your team, and in fact a red card that could have really led to a penalty which is a half of a goal. If that happens to turn to a goal, you would be a man down and a goal down, so it would have been very difficult. I think the defender was there, was doing something that was very risky for his career and of course for his team also for winning this trophy today. But anyway, we are seeing an interesting game. We are seeing a game that is bringing ambience and more ambience. We are seeing a game that is showing us talent. These are talents that are not that are produced in their home base. These are talents that are from Kasakunda village here, and we understand that Kombosilla zonal team was backed by Kasakunda. Kasakunda was one of the community that were back in Kombosilla, and again, no doubt that we will see a great talents here, and we are indeed seeing great talents that are performing to the max, that are performing to the expectation. We understand. At first, when I started watching the game, I was thinking that Bantaba would dominate the game, but I'm seeing now things are becoming in a different way because even Santangba also started showing up, and then they have, I think, the best chance of the game. But it is a game that I said earlier on, these are people that know each other. These are people that understand each other football. These are people that know each other in and off the pitch. So definitely it will be a tie moment for them. The results of the game, they will not lead to many difference, I believe. Pa.
It is definitely difficult to call. The score is still 0-0. Santangba 0, Bantaba 0. And it is of course lively and entertaining from the Kasakunda football field. Kasakunda Coast Region is coming to you live from the community's football field, and it is live on LSTV at the cabin Parliament 40. Sesidat Kujabi, Alasan Ba, and behind camera operations is on the team. In case you're just joining us, this is which is proudly and officially bankrolled by Bubba Badjie, a son and native of Kasakunda. And of course, it is named Bubba Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament Final. And of course, the final is also being supported by Amatane of the National People's Party, and sets of jerseys and a trophy. And special thanks to Amadou. And of course to Bubba Badjie for being the champion of this very edition. It is currently Santangba, dressed in green and white, against Bantaba in blue and white. Around the center circle, Santangba picks it, trying to maneuver their way out, lays the ball forward to Masane Toure, and Toure Masane having that tough against the left-sided wing-back Bubakar Badjie, operating on the left side of the defense for Bantaba. Is one of the youngsters in this final, but of course one of the finest as far as the final is concerned. Interesting and lively. Lamin by the central referee Keba Jame and Ibrahim Kingali assistants, whilst Lamin So serves as the match commissioner in this lively and entertaining. Babukar Badjie once more to the rescue of Bantaba. Bantaba 0, Santangba 0. Who is winning, it remains to be seen. There must be a winner either in regulation or post-match shootouts. Of course, a 0-0 score, a 1-1 score, 2-2 score line will probably get this game to post-match shootout. But anyway, we are expecting to see goals. Of course, in the initial fixture, it ended 0-0. Cross comes in, trying to get the head of the player wide, Masane Sise, or Masane Toure rather. And Masane has been penalized by the flag of the assistant referee, of course, for an offside. Gav was busy on the technical area giving instructions. Damja on the technical area for Bantaba, whilst Aliuba is on the technical dugout for Bantaba Kabilo. And of course, it is interesting and enjoyable on and off the pitch. Of course, on the pitch, players having that magnificent display. Equally off the pitch is the fantastic support base. We can't confirm for now which of the fan base is already at the football field, but currently it is Santangba and Bantaba in the final. Of course, it was a 5 Kabilo tournament. Of course, it's an inter-Kabilo tournament wherein we had Santangba Kabilo, Bantaba Kabilo, Fulakunda, Jolakunda, and senior players. and senior players were able to get to the semi-final before losing to Santangba on post-match shootouts after 1-1 in regulation. Of course, in the first game for Santangba, it was 0-0 against Bantaba before losing 1-0 to Fulakunda. In the third game, it ended 1-all against Jolakunda before narrowly defeating senior players 3-2 to advance to the semi-final. And in the semi-final for Santangba, it ended 1-all against senior players before the team advanced on post-match shootouts, defeating senior players on post-match shootouts. Bantaba in their first game narrowly defeated Jolakunda before picking a point in the nail-biting goalless draw against Santangba. Got a point against senior players with another point in their final game against Fulakunda. Cross comes in, and this time the goalkeeper partly got that, but finally the ball has been cleared. It has been cleared by Santangba and Bantaba to effect that. Santangba green and white. Santangba in the semi-final, or rather in the semi-final. Cross comes in high and wide. In the semi-final, it ended 0-0 against Fulakunda before Bantaba advanced on post-match shootouts, reaching the final. Of course, a replay of the initial final. In the initial final, it ended goalless. And now, hopefully, we will have a goal, either in regulation or post-match shootout. Just as I said, the game is live from the Kasakunda football field, and it is, of course, live on LSTV at the Cabin Parliament for the Sesidat Kujabi. Alassane Ba and Osman and the team behind camera operations. Ball being partly headed down. Santangba heads it once more, trying to maneuver their way out. Will now rely on the team captain Bubakar Cham. And Bubakar Cham has been bundled off the ball and rewarded by the central referee. Intentions very clear. Of course, winning it in regulation or getting it on post-match shootout. Of course, it's a brotherhood game or brotherly game, says Sidat Kujabi. Of course, these two sides are all from. I was even made to understand that the gaffers from either side are, of course, brothers. So this tells you the unity and, of course, the cohesion between the two teams. Of course, it's going to be a victory for Kasakunda, irrespective of whosoever wins this final.
Yeah, indeed, a victory for Kasakunda, regardless of the results. You know, the main objectives and intentions of this great initiative remains, you know, a pivotal, you know, factor, you know, defining how, you know, this tournament is going to unfold. You know, like I said earlier, you know, the purpose of this competition is to foster unity, brotherhood, and understanding amongst, you know, the youth fraternity of this great community, a community that has a great and a rich cultural heritage, you know, with great moral values and you know, unity and great cohesion between, you know, the people of this great community. And to your question, you were asking, you know, which of the teams, you know, have the fan base. You know, I can confirm to you, you know, these are the official fan base of the community itself. You know, they come, you know, on behalf of the community, you know, to support both teams. You know, at the end of the day, any team that emerge victorious, you know, the official fans club of Kasakunda would celebrate, you know, with the winning team, and also consult, you know, the losing team as you know, they understand the whole rationale, the whole idea behind, you know, this great initiative. The initiative is about creating that platform or environment, you know, to screen and scout potentials that will go on to, you know, represent these great community at various platforms, like, you know, your own community in Nyofele, wherein, you know, this community participated, and also, you know, in Brikama, in the Soka Kambeng, and also, you know, the ongoing site for that sport in the BSC tournament proper, and also, you know, the recently launched, you know, Komosilla, you know, sport committee, you know, wherein Kasakunda, you know, played a key part towards the formation and also, you know, the formulation of that great movement, and contributed immensely towards, you know, the the zone success in the just concluded West Coast zonal competition. So the whole idea is about, maintaining, the unity, the mutual understanding, that they share as brothers of this great community, and to build, that great relationship, maintaining the unity, and, take it to another level. So it wouldn't be a surprise, seeing, a brother seated at the opposite technical dugout playing against, the other brother, playing for the opposite team. At the regulation time, both players would desire to the giant trophy, and also, go down in the history books of this competition as the winner of this great initiative. But that would, the fact of the matter that they are from the same community, they are one people. They understand the purpose why they come up with this initiative is to promote, that unity, foster brotherhood amongst themselves, and give the platform for, the players to showcase their talent, to amaze the technical committee responsible for the selection of various categories of the community teams that will go out there to represent their community. And also, to, create that platform for the people of the community also to see, these ballers, competing amongst themselves or within themselves for maximum glory or supremacy, and to add on to that, to bring everybody together, to bring the community together, elderly, young, to have, great moments together and share historical moments together. Something laudable, and we can't, cease to, stop talking about the benefits or the impacts of such competition and the fruits that it can yield. Unity, whenever you spoke about unity, is a big achievement. Whenever you talk about, fostering brotherhood amongst, the youths of any community, is a great initiative. And seeing the community, the people of the community taking full ownership, is something laudable. And the NPP, Amadou, coming in, to add color to the competition, something, we can always cherish about it.
Thank you very much, Sirat Kujabi. And of course, it is interesting to note that these supporters are also part and parcel of the Kombosila Zone fan club. Of course, they have been instrumental in Kombosila's journey in the maiden appearance in the just concluded West Coast Zonals. Of course, special thanks to Kasakunda Sports Committee and whosoever is behind this move. And of course, you are reminded that it is the Bubba Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final coming to you live from the Kasakunda football field, and it is live on LSTV1. Santangba against Bantaba in this great and grand final. Bantaba dressed in white and blue, trying to have its way out. Finally, the ball has been cleared to touch for a throw into Bantaba, who are currently playing from our right to left, while Santangba kicks from our left to right. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that this is coming to you live from the Kasakunda football field, and it is live on LSTV at the Cabin Parliament Party. Sirat Kujabi, Alasan Ban, Osman, and the team behind camera operations. Bantaba with a decent cross, partly headed out by Santangba. Bantaba still just for the breakthrough, but finally the central referee has already given that, and the central referee of this lively and crucial Bubba Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final is Lamin Ba, ably and reliably assisted by Keba Jame, Ibrahim Jingali, and Lamin Sow is the match commissioner. The referee is currently not far from the scene. He is currently not far from the scene, and the central referee, just as I said, is Lamin Ba. Lamin Ba is the central referee. Keba Jame. It's a long one. coming from Santangba. Bantaba partly clear their line. Around the center circle is currently a tussle between the two youngsters. Of course, the two youngsters of Kasakunda. Of course, these are the sides that will represent Kasakunda as a community. Bantaba gets that ball to Bamudu Jalo. Cross coming. Trying to connect the advancing player. And the player already went down, but the central referee not interested in this lively and entertaining showdown. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that this is coming to you live from the Kasakunda football field. Already there is a player currently down. Thank you very much. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that we are coming to you live from the Kasakunda football field. It is, of course, the great and grand final, proudly and officially bankrolled by Bubba Badjie, who is, of course, the pioneer of this great and grand fitness tournament final. And the fitness tournament final is between Santangba FC and, of course, Santangba Kabilo, I beg your pardon, against Bantaba. The ground is all set. Just as I said, the score is 0-0 currently. A replica of the initial fixture played between the two. Santangba up against Bantaba. In the initial fixture, it ended 0-0 before both sides advancing to the final. After, of course, getting to the semi-final, booking a place to the final. And here they are, facing one another for the second time this season. And this time around, it's a foul as judged by central referee Laminba. This is, of course, at a promising position for Santangba. And the player in question for Santangba is Omar Jao. The head coach is Damja, ably and reliably assisted by Landing Sane, Aliuba and Mohammed Job on the technical area for Bantaba. Bantaba dressed in blue and white shorts, blue shorts and white and black socks, while Santangba rather in green and white shorts, green shorts, and of course black and white socks. And Santangba will now have a set piece at a promising angle. And currently the custodian Bubba Jata or Musa Jata is currently trying to position or erect a massive wall in trying to protect this. In case you're just arriving at the Kasakunda football field, it has been a magnificent and lively force-serve between these two, as both sides are currently walking off their socks in trying to get a breakthrough. Currently the player behind the ball is Mustafa Keita, decent one over the crossbar. That was definitely very near, but unfortunately could not hit the target as the score remains 0-0. Santangba playing from our left to right, whilst Bantaba playing from our right to left. And already we have just seen a minute of additional time being raised by the fourth assistant referee Lamin Sow. And of course Bantaba or Santangba in their fourth game played out a goalless draw, nail-biting goalless draw against Bantaba, before losing 1-0 to Fulakunda in their third game. Picked a point in a nail-biting goalless draw against Jolakunda. And in their final game, it ended 3-2. It was, of course, a victory over senior players to book a place in the semi-final, where they met senior players once again. And, of course, after defeating senior players in the group stages, the semi-final ended 1-1. And, of course, the team advanced on post-match shootouts on post-match. Of course, to the final on post-match shootouts, whilst Bantaba in their fourth game defeated Jolakunda 1-0 in the fourth game. In the second game, it ended 0-0 against Santangba. In the third game, it was 1-1 against senior players before picking once more a point against Fulakunda. In the semi-final, they met Fulakunda once again, where they edged Fulakunda by on post-match shootouts after 0-0 in regulation. Is that going to be the final action? Yes, that is the final action. And of course, it is halftime from the Kasakunda football field. Halftime between Santangba and Bantaba. Of course, both sides will be heading back, of course, into the second half. And of course, they will have the preparation of halftime before coming back for the continuation of the second and final half. It has been Parliament Fati, Sidat Kujabi, and of course, Alasan Ba. Alasan is, of course, halftime, and halftime from the Kasakunda football field. Fascinating first half. But of course, the only missing team is in the first half is, of course, a goal or goals coming from either Santangba or Bantaba.
Thank you very much, Pa. It's been an excellent first half as both teams were able to stand on their feet without conceding a goal. But let's see what is to happen in the second period of the game, which I am indeed expecting a goal, because now we will see the teams getting back to their managers, getting back to their coaches, and we will see if the pep talk of the coaches work, there would be a goal for them, and if there is no goal, we will see what will happen after the post-match penalty shootout. But we are in a moment that we must see one team going home with the giant trophy, which I expect both teams would not want it to go just like that. Therefore, both teams would find in a great second half. We will hope to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alasan, and earlier on, Sexidat Kujabi, magnificent first half, Sexidat Kujabi, and it has been an interesting first half on and off the pitch. I think I am definitely impressed with the turnout as far as the fan base is concerned. Of course, just as you rightly mentioned, they are of course a neutral fan base, and we can boldly confirm that this is of course part of the Komosila Zone fan club.
Yeah, indeed, Pa. What a final and what a great moment for the people of Kasakunda and the satellite community, as this is one of its kind. A native of this great community, giving back to the community. Like you mentioned, he was a one-time footballer, now, retired bowler. But then, somebody who is very football passionate, and then, he has, a dream sometime that he was chasing but never find, and now he believed that dream had to be transferred to the next generation, and this the generation on whom we believe could go out there to fulfill that dream. So giving them the platform to continue to search and also to chase their dreams is something that is very, very commendable of Bubba, and we can't thank him enough. And to the sport association, it has been a very great organization. I was here at the opening day of this great initiative, and I saw what I saw. The euphoria, the atmosphere, the unity, and the brotherhood that it brought about when it comes to this community is just something remarkable and exceptional. And to the final, we have seen a great team between the two, competing finalists who are all aspiring to be, the crown champions of this finale. This is why they put up a very remarkable showdown on the first 45 minutes of this encounter. Both teams coming closer to breaking the deadlock, but yet still very far from realizing the ultimate dream, as we have seen. Santangba comes very close in the early moments of the first half, but they struck the crossbar, and also for a rebound, then the goalkeeper had a great hand on the ball. And the other team, Bantaba, also came very close in the final minutes of this first 45 minutes, wherein the striker went for an acrobatic kick, but then the goalkeeper was on spot, and he did the needful, to make sure he keep it safe as it was. And now it ended goalless in the first 45 minutes, and both teams would now have an opportunity to give their ears and their minds and hearts to their gaffers, to set some technical and tactical adjustment in areas they need to improve when it comes to their strengths, and also areas they need to be mindful when it comes to the weaknesses or the loopholes that they have witnessed during the first 45 minutes. And to add more beauty and color to this great grand finale is the official fans club of this community that mark their presence on the pitch with a very colorful in black, white, and red colors there. Like I said, whenever I see this fans club, I remember an experience I have with them here when they make their presence in the beautiful green, white, red, white, blue and green colors of the Gambia national flag, from toe to the head, wherein, they come to this faithful pitch with a Gambian flag, waving from the right side of right corner of the pitch towards the left corner of the pitch. That atmosphere, was a unique, experience for me, and whenever, I come across this official fans club of Kasakunda, that's a memory that always, bounce back, to recall that atmosphere. And I was hoping, part to see, to witness another taste of that experience. But then I don't know when would Mars and the leader of the fans club are going to, replicate that amazing outfit that they once, display here. It was very remarkable and a unique experience for me. A great day, a great Saturday, and a great final. And now we have the one of the brains, behind this, the success of this competition, to shed more light into, why we are here and what this competition is all about, Mass.
I won't forget them. Honestly, they are always available anytime we call their attention. That shows that, honestly, I will leave everything on you guys till when it's time for presentation. I have a lot to say about Bubba Baros Badjie. But anyway, we don't have a lot of the time frame. So I think it's very important we officially have the kickoff, because we are waiting our high profile dignitaries who donated Kasakunda United with 2 jerseys. And then these are the 2 jerseys he was in blue and green. At the same time, he also donated us with a giant trophy and 2 balls. So Mr. Amadou Sane and then the rest of the team, we thank you instantaneously for at least giving us these important materials. So without you two, I wonder how this final will look like. But anyway, I will officially ask or invite the VDC chairperson, who is no other person but Mr. Lamin Sabali, to officially. Sabali, wherever you are, please kindly present yourself, and then you officially open the game. Mr. Sabali. Okay. Wolom nyem finalo mo kilin bijam mialon ko atela dépense min keta Bubba Badjie abota mile 7 e ka telefo Bubba Baros Badjie funding kel tangi bendi ninga funding kel bendi because nga lonne min be Kasakunda jang atata nata ka Cairo ta ka
Thank you very much. And of course, before the commencement of the second and final half, we will observe the official kickoff. And the official kickoff is going to be taken by the VDC chairman, Mr. Lamin Sabali. And Mr. Sabali will get us the kickoff, which will officially get us into the proceedings as far as this final is concerned. And thank you very much, Chairman of the VDC of this noble community of Kasakunda. It is, of course, a great achievement and great to know that the sports committee is not only limiting itself to organizing Somanawetan, and post Somanawetan they also have fitness tournaments. And kudos to Landing Badjie and the entire executive of Kasakunda Sports Committee. And special thanks to the entire population of Kasakunda. And it is, of course, the second and final half between Santangba and Bantaba, who is going to get it done in the final moments of this lively and entertaining showdown remains to be seen. And in case you're just joining us, or just arriving at the Kasakunda football field, you are reminded that this is, of course, the Bubba Barros Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final. And the final, just as I said, is, of course, proudly and officially bankrolled by a son and native of this community, Bubba Barros Badjie. This time around, that's a decent drive, partly caught out by Bantaba, who are now playing from our left to right, from our commentary cabin, while Santangba kicks from our left to right. In case you're just arriving, you are reminded that Damja is the head coach for Santangba, ably and reliably assisted by Landing Sane. Santangba in this contest, starting with Suwaibu Suwa in goal, Suleiman Manjang, Sanabayo, Lamin Sanyang, Mustafa Keita, Omar Jao, Bubakar Jalo, Musa Jaju, Suwaibu Drame, Bubakar Cham, and Masane Toure completing the 11. And Santangba, the rest in white and green shorts and black and white socks, playing from our left to right, or right to left rather, whilst Bantaba, the rest in blue and white shirts, under the guidance of Aliuba. Cross comes in. Of course, this time it's a strong throw, and Santangba picks it deep in their own half, trying to maneuver their way out. And the team will now rely on Suwaibu Drame. And finally, it's a throw into the boys, the rest in blue and white colors, under the guidance of Aliuba and Mohamed Job. Bantaba starting this game with Musa Jata in goal, Karamo Kamara, Baren Mane, Sambojang Ba, Yaya Bujang, Kajali Jane, Bamodu Jalo, Landing Jingali, Babukar Badjie, Dembo Bojang and Yusufa Sabali completing the 11. And of course, the intentions of both sides are definitely clear. Cross comes in, partly headed out by Santangba, who will try to use the central defenders to clear the line desperately. It is a great tussle, great force-up, of course, fantastic force-up between Santangba and Bantaba. Both sides hoping to win it. Around the center, Santangba having a player being brought down, but the central referee, Lamin Ba, is in the least interested as he waved in for a play on. Proudly and officially supported by Keba Jame, Ibrahima Jingali and Lamin So serves as the match commissioner in this lively and entertaining showdown. Special thanks to the support base, who is of course a neutral fan base rallying behind both sides. Of course, Santangba and Bantaba. And of course, the winner will of course be confirmed either in regulation or post-match shootout. And of course, very close to our commentary cabin, we have the media officer of Kasakunda Sports Committee, of course, Mas Sanyang, who also double as the assistant public relation officer, Combo Silla Zone. Of course, special thanks to Mas. He has been doing a fantastic job as far as media and publicity is concerned. You see that I think Mas and the sports committee has been doing a fantastic job. Of course, the major pillar as far as driving football in any community must depend on how information drives or information flow within and outside the sports committee.
Pa, indeed, we are definitely not here to heap praise on Mas Sanyang and the sport association landing as the chairman, but Mas, to be precise, everybody who had that names knows him very well, what he is capable of, and his commitment when it comes to taking not only the sport of Kasakunda, but when it comes to the sport of the entire West Coast as a region, and also the sport of Gambia at large. Mas is a big presence when it comes to media and publicity. He has been representing the media fraternity at various media platforms, notably at the Bekama FMB, and also and also Atlantic TV, wherein he served as the main anchor, and also when it comes to the Komosilla zone, Mas have been giving the entire Gambia all the information that they need to know about this great zone that made their presence just concluded West Coast Zonal Championship in their maiden year or maiden season, wherein they showcase a very, very impressive performance. And the information concerning the Kombosilla is not something that is hidden, because the media are presence around that team, including your very own self, Pa Fati, have done amazing job to make sure, everything about this community is well absorbed by the public out there. So, if we want to continue, talking about his impact or his contribution, with regards to, Kasa Kunda as a community and with schools as a zone, as a zone or the Gambia at large, we cannot exhaust because this is a guy who is just getting started. His dreams, his drive that has been accelerating towards his purpose, in making sure, he take or contribute to the wider outlook of sport, development in the country. We cannot exhaust it. A great guy and who continues to deliver great job for, this community and the Gambia at large.
Thank you very much. Substitution eminent. And Bantaba will effect the forced substitution. Bantaba will effect the forced substitution. Demba Bojang is coming off. And I think they have to wait for that. And of course, the new entrant has been introduced. It is Santangba with a set piece at a promising angle. Crowded penalty area for Bantaba. Bantaba working on some defensive duties to deprive Santangba from getting any chance of putting this ball beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. But currently it's a crowded penalty area. Delivery, this time eludes every other player. And of course it's a corner as pointed by the assistant referee on the far side. And just as we said earlier, kudos to Kasakunda Sports Committee. And of course it is also great to know that Kasakunda Sports Committee is also having the backing of the VDC. Because of course the sports committee in collaboration with the VDC was able to erect this football field, and of course having it fenced is of course a remarkable feat as far as development and youth development in this committee community is concerned. So kudos to the VDC under the able and dynamic leadership of Mr. Lamin Sabali and of course his predecessors. But anyway, it's a corner greatly executed around the area, partly headed out, and finally the ball has been bundled up by Bantaba, who will surely try to use the opportunity to launch, but not for too long. Ball being spreaded on the far to Suwaibu Drame. Suwaibu trying to maneuver his way. He has been dispossessed. And finally is a throw in once more to Bantaba, who are currently playing from our left to right or right to left from our commentary cabin, whilst Bantaba kicks from our right to or left to right. Interesting and lively. In the initial fixture, it ended goalless between Bantaba and Santangba. This time around, probably, we will have a goal in regulation or post-match shootout, settling it out between these two. And the winner is going home with a giant trophy, whooping cash prize, and of course, all what is expected to be given in. And any moment, Santangba will have a double substitution. Masane off for Santangba and will be replaced by Lamin Mane. And the other player to be taking off is Omar Jao. Omar Jao and Masane Toure off, being replaced by Lamin Mane and Ibrahim Afati. Interesting and lively in the second period of this lively and entertaining showdown in a tournament proudly and officially sponsored by Bubba Badjie. And of course the committee also having the support of Mr. Amadou Sane, who has supported the committee with 2 sets of jerseys and of course a giant trophy. But of course Bubba Badjie has also provided the cash prizes and of course the trophy as well. Anyway, special thanks to all the donors and of course the sponsor of this tournament, Bubba. And fantastic final. Of course, both sides, players from Kasakunda and Bantaba on the attack now. Trying to maneuver their way out. Can they get something from that? The goalkeeper to the rescue of Santangba. That was definitely timely, Alassane. And of course, the goalkeeper needs to be commended. Just coming on in time to block that ball decently.
That was indeed a great save by the netminder for Santangba FC. But you could see the football, the tactic, the formation that was played there before the goal. The ball will reach into the glove of the netminder who rescued his team from not conceding that goal. But we have now started experiencing some managers making some other substitution, the introduction of other new players, and then we are seeing the tempo of the game is accelerating and accelerating. The speed of the ball is becoming increasing and increasing. But remember, this is a final. A final, as we said earlier on, it is not the number of goals you score, but how much you are securing your goal. When you score and then they scored you, it have no credit, it have no use. But I think both teams should be very careful of not conceding a goal, because now we are in the second period of the game, and always when you are chasing goals, it is always difficult for you, and then the time runs so faster for you. So these are teams that know each other. This is a community team. These are teams that base together. These are teams that train together. They know each other very well, so when each of them happen to score first, it looks to be a game end results for both teams. So I think, Boppa, I would definitely want to talk about how much this community is united, how well this competition is well organized, and then how much I'm seeing talents in this community. This is a thing that you will not see in many other communities, but we are seeing this happening in Kasakunda, and definitely this should inspire so many other communities around. I understand that the sponsor of this competition was one time a bowler, was one time a footballer who chased his dream in football, but so unfortunate was unable to meet his target of becoming a professional. But I can now see that he pull out his own wealth, his own resources to support some other youths that he believes, when they are given the support that he was not having, can definitely do something in sport, because we understand that sport is something that, you know, is one of the fastest way to develop a community. Because when you, I would love always to take example from Yankuba Minte of the Gambia. Yankuba was a bowler who was playing at our grassroots level. From here, he was able to move to international level. So these people are also bowlers that, you know, when they keep on what they are doing, when they keep trying, when they keep pushing, now Gambian football is definitely evolving. Then you would see a very good bowler in the Gambia who would play his entire life in the Gambia and would not be able to sign any professional contract, but now that have already evolved. Once you are good in football, once you are good in what you do, you will definitely have people that will help you, and this is one of the ways in which you will help your own community, because organizing these kind of games would let your own youth, your own people to showcase their talents at the because this is where everything begins. This is where other teams will come and then scout you from, and then from there they will also try to market you to the international level. So someone doing this for his community is definitely doing great for his community. Is definitely trying to help his people, and I would definitely love to encourage these youths to keep these things with seriousness. Let them keep on what they are doing, because we have talents here. I'm seeing here people that, you know, once they are focused on what they are doing, once they hold football as a career, they can definitely gain a professional career out of it. These are people that, you know, they can, when they are well trained, they can even play in the Gambian first division, second division level. So it is only the beginning. This is where it all begins. So once they are very serious with this, I'm seeing a great development in this community when it comes to football aspect. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hassan. Aliron says Sidat Kojabi. And of course, if I have the chance to possibly choose the man of the match here, already I have my man of the match. I have already seen a player here that has already reminded me of Landing Badjie, the chairman of Kasakunda Sports Committee during his days with Brikama United. Of course, the left back Babukar Badjie of Bantaba is that Landing Badjie type of a defender. He is industrious, and if I have the chance to give any man of the match award here, I will undoubtedly go to this player. He is undoubtedly the shortest and the smallest on the pitch, but of course very aggressive, very comfortable on the ball, and then I am seeing a great player in the name of Babukar Badjie. He has a great future. I definitely hope the people of Kasakunda realize that and also help this young lad to advance. He has already caught my eye from the first whistle. to this part of the second half. Of course, back to the live commentary. You are reminded that we are coming to you live from the Kasakunda football field in the Bubba Barros Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament final. In the final between Santangba and Bantaba. Already it is 0-0 in case you're just joining us. Both sides walking off their socks in trying to get the breakthrough, but still the score is 0-0. And Santangba around the area. Great tussle. And Bantaba getting it off the pitch. And around the center, not for too long. It is Santangba once more. And Santangba trying every possible mean to unlock the solid defense. And of course, Santangba, or Bantaba rather, having that magnificent defensive setup in trying to deprive the boys dressed in green and white colors to penetrate the defense. It is still 0-0. Interesting and lively at a greatly attended fitness tournament final. You get to most of the fitness tournament finals, people that take them seriously, but this time around, or this final, is of course a different or total ball game. It is definitely a total ball game or different ball game. Industrious on the technical area is Aliuba. Damja on the technical dugout for Santangba. And both sides are hoping to get this. Of course, you know, when Gavas live together, live very close, you know, there is always a pre-match talk, and there is a three-match conversations between Gavas, between players, most especially players that live together in this in the same community. So I believe, Ceci, that there must be a lot of pre-final talks between the players, pre-final talks between the Gavas. This is why both sides are definitely not leaving it for one another.
Yes, indeed, Pa. You know, you got it right. You know, there's not a very vast community, you know, wherein, you know, you might say, you know, these players get not to know one another. In fact, you know, they come, some of them share the same compound, some of them share in fact the same house or bed, you know, and they sit at the same jitters, the same booths, you know, wherein, you know, they market, you know, these said competition. They talk about it, you know, the positives and the negatives about the competition, how they can get it better as they improve as a community. And coming far to the final, you know, the euphoria that surround the final, you know, the talking points, you know, the excitements and the, you know, the amusement around the final is something that they keep and always, you know, keep talking about, you know. So, you know, it's not a hidden secret of what, you know, Coach X try to achieve or what could, you know, be intend to get, you know, is known to the opposite Gava. And both Gavas, you know, did their assessment, their homework, you know, trying to come on this fateful day, you know, to perfect, you know, whatever ideas that they have kept in place. But on you can see, you know, the opposite Gava is also trying to checkmate, you know, his opposite Gava on the opposite side of the technical dugout. This is why, you know, you see, in fact, a similar pattern or a similar, you know, style of football coming from both teams, because, like I said, you know, it's like the same people, the same club, and then you split them into two separate communities or Kabilos, you know, to come and, you know, compete against one another. It's going to be tight. This is why, you know, we are seeing, you know, limited, you know, dangerous attack, limited good threats, limited, dangerous attack, you know, to terrorize the opponent. And whenever, you know, they come very close, you know, the defenders, you know, knows exactly, you know, where to checkmate them, and the goalkeepers also, you know, knows exactly what the striker is trying to do. This is why, you know, it's proving to be a very, very hard defense to penetrate, and also, you know, a deadlock to break. So that makes the game a very tight affair. But then, you know, a great game, a great atmosphere that surround the game. And I also agree, you know, vividly with you when it comes to Badjie, you know, the young of Bantaba FC. You know, the boy, you know, understand, you know, his role. You know, he has great IQ when it comes to the game, great awareness. You know, he knows, you know, exactly how to defend, the zones he has to take on every, movement of the ball. He has, a fixed eye to the ball and every movement of the gym. Despite the fact that the danger might be way, way far from him, he is well alerted of every move, every attack, the impact that attack could yield. So this is why he's playing with a very, very great IQ, intelligence, quantity in the gym. You see how he mark his player. He normally take zonal marking instead of checkmating that player, man to man. That give him enough depth, to add strength and defensive depth to the defense line. So maybe Santangba could try their luck on the right hand side or through the center of the defensive setup, but not at that left side. That boy is just marvelous. He has a great awareness, understanding of his role, and he has been spectacular throughout the gym. He won every ground duel, despite the fact that his height also, all the aerial duel, when he grows up, it's like he add onto his height. I don't know how he managed to get the ball over the tall players, but he's just a joy to watch.
Thank you very much, Sesidat Kujabi. It's a long and high one from Bantaba, and Santangba will get it from their own half. It's a great total, and finally the assistant referee has already given opportunity to the boys in green and white. Santangba up against Bantaba in this great and grand Bubba Barros Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament. And it is, of course, the final game. And, of course, it is the final game between the two. One, of course, must definitely get that. Fantastic clearance from Bantaba. The way I am definitely seeing this game, probably this might get to force my shootouts, as both sides are definitely very cautious defensively. They are indeed cautious. But currently, Santangba trying to maneuver their way out. And massively, it's a corner as judged by the central referee Lamin Pa, who is having the assistance of Keba Jame, Ibrahim Jingali and Lamin Saudi match commissioner in this lively and entertaining showdown from the Kasakunda football field. And it's of course live on LSTV at the cabin. Parliament for the Sesidat Kujabi, Alasan Ba, and of course Osman and the team behind camera operations. Special thanks to Kasakunda Sports Committee under the dynamic and able leadership of Landing Badjie. Of course, with the support of the Village VDC or the Village Development Committee, and we can also confirm the presence of the chairman of the VDC and his high-powered delegation that are all here to greet this very important final. Special thanks to every dignitary currently present and watching this game. It is indeed a remarkable feat from the people of Kasakunda, from young and old, big and small. We are definitely very much appreciative to what we have already seen in this lively and entertaining fitness tournament final. And of course, interesting to note that Aliuba is of course having a female assistant. And of course, Alasan, at some point I was trying to say, of course, Mohammed Joe, but of course we can confirm that one of the assistants is of course a female. When I was definitely taking the names on the match form, I thought I saw a female, the name of a female, but at some point I thought she wasn't even part of the officials. But anyway, interestingly, the female is of course serving as one of the assistants, and we have also seen her giving instructions as far as this game is concerned.
Thank you very much, Upa. So we have seen a female part of the technical side for Bantaba FC, as we can rightly see in our right hand side that she is even giving instruction, as you said earlier on. But this is something that is not very common in the Gambian football, more especially at the grassroots football level like this one. A female being part of technical side is indeed a not common thing. So, but we have seen it happening today in Kasakunda as far as this game is concerned. But these are things that I think it's a community development issue. These are things that calls for a community work. And when it comes to a community work, we do not look at a gender. We do not look at whether you are a youth or an elder. We only focus on the community and ladies are also part of the community, so they can also step out on certain things that they can do. But don't be surprised that there are other ladies that understand football far better than other men also, because we have understand that now even in the international level you will be quarreling with ladies, you will be having some other argument with ladies, and when they give you statistics of let's say Real Madrid or Barcelona, you will be definitely surprised. So this is something that you know. When you know it, you pop up and then you do it. So if ladies do have the knowledge of football, let them be given the chance to lead. So it is an excellent work. It is, and I will try to love to say to this to her that this is not where it stops. She can even do far better than this. We can even see her giving instruction at the Gambian national team level when once she is focused on what she is doing, and then she gives the love and then the time to work on herself, and then try to learn more and more about football, because football is something that it evolves every now and then. It evolves for every week. So not only what you stay content with it. Let them find so many things, knowledge about football, because it's a thing that once you have better knowledge about it, it's not you who will go for people, but people will indeed come for you. So it's indeed a great thing. But we have seen a great final when we come back to the two teams are also in great potential, great football part of the two. So I will not be surprised with the past results when it repeat itself again, because this is that was a result that ended with level terms. We couldn't pull out a winner during the group stages when they met, and again we can see them together meeting in the final. Yet there is no team that has scored, even though there are chances that are created, chances upon chances. But we have seen great goalkeepers that are definitely doing great saves. They made me remember of Manuel Neuer of Bayern Munich when they were playing against Real Madrid. So this is a great game. This is how a final looks. A final is not always a game that have to carry many goals. A final is always giving you tight results, and then this is one that is promising to give a tight results. That was a great defended by the great boy, who, if I am also given the chance, I will credit him as the man of the match of this game. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And substitution imminent for Bantaba, and Baron Mane is coming off and will be replaced by Mohamed Mane. And of course Mane for Mane. Currently the game is temporarily stopped as there is a player currently down injured for Bantaba, who is currently receiving attention from the medical team. And of course the player is already back on his feet. And of course substitution imminent. Baron Mane is coming off for Mohamed Mane in this. It's interesting to note that, of course, Alassane was talking about the female assistant, but of course one thing we love about this community, it is an all-inclusive thing, Sesidat Kujabi. Of course, not only female representatives as far as serving as assistants or technicians to teams. It is also great to note that they are also working on female match commissioners. We've been here on multiple occasions and we've seen how they are trying to inspire some of their female folks in trying to man key positions as far as male-dominated football areas are concerned. Because coming into football, we believe of course it is a male-dominated field. Hardly you go to areas women or girls are given the opportunity to serve as match commissioners, but now they're trying to empower and also give opportunity to the female folk. Of course, we're having female referees, we're having female assistants, we're having female match commissioners. Of course, one thing I love about this community and committee, of course, they are definitely trying to empower their female folks as far as the game is concerned. You go to some of the communities, it's hardly you see fan clubs. But when we were establishing our fan base as far as Kombosila is concerned, when we reach out to Kasakunda, I think one of our strongest fan base or members of the fan club are of course from this community. And from this distance, I can even spot out some of them that are definitely part and parcel of the fan club, because I am very much used to them. I am very much used to them, connected to them, so I can even get them from that angle. So it is definitely great to see this magnificent fan base giving opportunity to the female folks to serve as match commissioners, of course, technicians. This is definitely remarkable.
Yes, indeed, Pa. And in case you don't know, she is, the impeccable Mariama Badjie of Greater Tomorrow. She is not just standing there because she wanted to stand there, but she is standing there because she deserves to stand there. She is a great bowler, a great icon for this community. One of the greatest holding midfielders you can have in the second tier of the women's division. She guided Greater Tomorrow to earn their maiden qualification into the first tier. If not, Greater Tomorrow were involved in that, Ruhura with the Football Association, by now, she would have been involved in a first division affair with either, Berewleng or Red Scorpion, wearing her football boots and then sharing the pitch with the great names of the female football bowlers in the country. She is somebody I definitely know very well. She has great quality, great awareness, great understanding of the game. And it's not a surprise for me to see her, serving as a technician, giving technical inputs or technical instruction to some of these players who are yet to have the opportunity to play at the third division, second division, or in fact, first division, wherein, when it comes to the ranking, currently she plays at a farther level than most of these, bowlers who are aspiring to hit the same height. Mariama is a great footballer. I wish you just see her, on the pitch, wearing the Greater Tomorrow jerseys, and defending, the badges of Greater Tomorrow. Probably you might not have the opportunity to see her play, but if you see, Abi Maria Sambu of Berewlen, the way she plays, then you understand what Mariama is all about. She is the exact replica of how Mariama Abi Maria Sambu of Berewlen, a great athlete for that matter. So seeing her at the third line, giving technical inputs in the game, is something amazing. She fit best. In fact, that's the reason why you don't see her at the opposite, with the clappers and then clapping and dancing, because that's something she could do. But then, where she is best, fit capacity, to be at this point in time. So a great, athlete and a great bowler for that matter. But we have an interesting, free kick at a very promising, distance. This could be a threatening moment for the team decked out in all blue. But then, the young goalkeeper have been amazing so far, saving great saves. Maybe, yet again, she will produce another remarkable save. But this position is very promising, Pa.
Indeed, promising position, but this time around wouldn't trouble the goalkeeper. And the score remains 0-0. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that this is coming to you live from the Kasakunda football field in the Bubba Barros Badjie sponsored Kasakunda Fitness Tournament. And the tournament has already reached its climax. It is either a victory for Santangba or a victory for Bantaba, or it's going to be share of the spoils at the end of the game. And of course, it wouldn't stop there. It must be settled in either regulation or post-match shootout. And of course, substitutions imminent. It's going to be double substitution for Damja and his boys of Santangba. And who are those coming out? We will definitely confirm that. Dembaba is one of the players to be introduced alongside Modu Badjie. But anyway, we have to wait for the confirmation of the fourth assistant referee. Of course, the match commissioner. He's also serving as the fourth assistant referee in this instance. Lamin so and already there is a player currently down injured, and the central referee, if the green light is given, central referee substitution imminent. Double substitution. Musa Jaju is out for Dembaba, whilst Bubakar Cham is off for Modu Badjie. Musa Jaju off alongside Bubakar Cham, whilst Dembaba and Modu Badjie will be the latest entrants to give flyer and tempo as far as this game is concerned for Santangba. And Santangba will definitely hope to do the job in the regulation without getting to post my shootout. But if they can do that, they will definitely sort to post my shootouts to definitely do the job. Anyway, it's a tussle between these two magnificent sides after being the sides booking a place in the final, after crossing the hurdle in the semi-final against senior players and Fulakunda. Santangba edge out senior players on post my shootouts, which is of course seen as senior players as not a very good game, because they said that should have been a victory for senior players, but unfortunately crash out in the semi-finals. And of course the teams that booked their places in the semi-finals were Santangba, Bantaba, Fulakunda, and of course senior players, whilst Joe Lakunda crashed out from the group stage. Lively and entertaining in this final, which is proudly and officially sponsored by Bubba Barros Badjie, and of course with the support of the entire community of Kasakunda. Kudos to the executive committee of the VDC of Kasakunda, and of course the sports committee and the entire population, male and female. Currently it is a great turnout in this fitness tournament final, proudly and officially bankrolled by Bubba Barros Badjie. This is now an opportunity for Santangba. This time Santangba in their own half gets that ball down. Fantastic combination from the boys dressed in green and white. And this time the ball is being blocked or taught. That was a decent one from Mustafa Keita. And Keita will slowly move upwards. Ball being headed out decently. Another opportunity for Santangba to break. And Santangba dressed in green and white, or green and white colors, whilst Bantaba dressed in blue and white. Entertaining and lively in case you're just monitoring situations. And any moment from now we're going to see another substitution, but this time around it's going to be a substitution. And of course substitution imminent for Bantaba. And Bantaba will effect another player. Of course a fresh player to be introduced by Bantaba in this lively and entertaining showdown. Time definitely running out for both sides. And of course if we are to have a goal here, Alassane, must definitely be a late goal here. And of course if any of the sides should get a goal here, probably it's going to be very difficult for the opposition to be able to rally behind and of course get an equalizer. But anyway, we are yet to see the breakthrough, and of course it is lively so far.
So it is a lively moment and a lively game, and we understand that this is a final, and a final is not a game that we will expect many goals, but it's a game that we definitely expect that a goal might come. So therefore these two teams are teams that definitely understand each other's football. These are teams that have been together for so long, and today them centering a final together at a crowded area like this one would definitely bring you understanding that the game would not definitely end in a easy way. So therefore we understand that it have becoming at the end of the game. The time is now aging, and aging moments are dying. So there are substitutions that happens, but yet to see any of those that affect the game. But we will definitely hope to see one that will affect the game. If not, we will definitely see the game ending in a post-match penalty shootout, which I definitely think the result is not for any, but the result is for the one with the best netminder, with the best goalkeeper, who would definitely deprive any of those 5 kicks entering into his net. But we will understand that we have seen the introduction of a new player who is definitely forcing it all out to see if he can bring a greater results for his team. But I would definitely encourage both teams, however they are casing goals, let them be very mindful, because we are now at a moment in which any of the teams that score can determine the results of the game. So at this moment of a final, you will not be only focusing on goal scoring. As we can see, the time is now under the additional moment. So if any team that happens to score can determine the results of the game. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alasan. Interesting and lively. We will definitely switch over to Sesidat shortly. Cross comes in, coming. Time to have a final only goal here. And of course, that was of course going to roll out for a goal kick as signaled by the assistant referee. Five solid minutes added on. 5 minutes for Santangba to get the breakdown of the deadlock. And of course, Bantaba equally, or else it's going to be a nil-nil scoreline in regulation. And of course, both sides will be looking to push my shootouts to decide the winner. Of course, when we were in New Yundum, I said I definitely love post my shootouts as a match commentator, not as a football player. But of course, I will definitely love this game to head to post my shootouts once more. Sidat Kujabi. Anyway, we can still have a goal or goals probably, but I will definitely love this game to get to post my shootout. And of course, it's going to be a fair result if it gets to post my shootout, wherein they're going to decide the winner on penalties.
Yeah, indeed, Pa. You know, fair would be if the game is decided at the post-match penalty shootout, because both teams have definitely put up a very remarkable performance on the pitch, and also, you know, great tactical awareness and also tactical inputs. You know, questions being posed, and then, you know, answers respond to the questions coming from the opposite gaffers have been top notch. And you have seen, you know, both gaffers are now thinking of how to win the game, and also, you know, of how not to lose the game. And eventually, if the game is forced to post-match penalty shootout, what and how they could get it down the wire is exactly how each and every gaffer is currently, you know, thinking and also calculating. This is why you have seen them, you know, making last minute, you know, injection into the team to influence the way, you know, the team plays in the way they attack, in the way they defend, and also in the way they manage the results. And also, if the game was forced to post-match penalties, without, you know, the best kickers they could possibly have in their team to be available on the pitch, you know, to step up on the line from 12 yards and to help the team, you know, to get the required shot kicks. And also, you know, we have seen, you know, internal substitution also been conducted by Bantaba, you know, who have brought in, you know, seemingly a more experienced goalkeeper in between the sticks, you know, to help them save the shots at the post-match penalty shootout. But then, you know, Bantaba comes very close on that occasion. But then again, you know, the netminder did the needful, and you know, this game seemingly all indicators are indicating that this game is going to be decided from 12 yards in post-regulation minutes.
President Kujabi. Interesting and lively. Suwaibu Suwa for Santangba is currently down injured. Probably that might be a time-wasting tactic. Anyway, probably he might be relying on force to do the job here. But of course, we've also seen the introduction of another player. Of course, this time around, an experienced goalkeeper for Bantaba, probably on post-match shootout. This is why he has been brought on. It is getting or aging closer from the Kasakunda football field in this lively and entertaining final. Proudly and officially bankrolled by Bubba Badjie, who of course is the main sponsor of this tournament. Of course, in partnership with Kasakunda Sports Committee under the able and dynamic leadership of Landing Badjie, with the full support of the VDC. Special thanks to the entire population of this community. And any moment from now, the central referee might end the proceedings, who is of course Lamin Ba, ably and reliably assisted by Badjie, Ibrahim Jingali and Lamin So, serving as the match commissioner, and of course the fourth assistant referee. And anyway, it's a total around the center. And finally, it's an opportunity to Bantaba. And Bantaba will have a set piece at the promising angle. Bantaba having the number 8 currently behind the ball. And of course, the side will definitely love to get it in the final moments of this lively and entertaining showdown. But hey, can they get that done remains the biggest ambition and question. They have to wait and of course keep waiting. If they will be able to get something in one of the final, if not the final of moments from the Kasakunda football field in this lively and entertaining 5-team tournament, of course, an inter-Kabilo tournament. Of course, Santangba, Kabilo, Bantaba, Fulakunda, Jolakunda, and senior players cross comes in, partly dealt with. Fantastic clearance coming from Santangba in the final moments of this lively and entertaining showdown. Of course, having some brave players around the edge. Cross comes in. Opportunity, there is already a player down injured. This time it's a massive strike. Ball being blocked to corner. And it's going to be a corner, and already there is a player currently down injured for Santangba. And of course, with all indications, seemingly the team is heading to post my suit out unless goal here. We can definitely have a late goal. Of course, we can have a late goal. We can have a goal from this corner. That is, of course, remains to be seen. But still having a player for Bantaba down. And, of course, Bantaba will definitely try to get the player. And now, coaches might be thinking, yes, if we can get it in regulation, why not post my shootout? And, of course, this is why we've seen Bantaba injecting the goalkeeper, of course an experienced goalkeeper, to replace the youngster. And of course the youngster has definitely done a fantastic job as far as keeping this game to a nail-biting goalless draw is concerned. So far it's a corner, and corner for the boys in blue and white. Bantaba will now rely on this corner to possibly see if they can get a late goal and late winner here. And probably it's a one, long and high one. Can they get the breakthrough? Partly headed out. And finally, it's a goal kick as signaled by the central referee. And of course, any moment from now, the central referee might end the proceedings as far as this game is concerned. And of course, we have all the indicators that probably this might be one of the final, if not the final of actions as far as the entire period is concerned. Central referee Lamin Ba, Keba Jame is AR1, Ibrahim Jingali and Lamin Sowan, any moment. Is that the final action? Yes, there we go. It is full time at the Kasakunda football field. Full time in the final pitch is proudly and officially sponsored by Bubba Barrow's Badjie. And of course it's ended Santangba FC nil, Bantaba FC nil. And of course we are now heading to post my shootout. Sesidat Kujabi. Of course, my prayers has definitely reached heaven. I definitely prayed for this game to get to post my shootout. And finally, we are here. And of course, we're going to see post my shootout to decide the winner. You could remember in the initial fixture. And of course, our fans only come moment without that. You know to please. Fans all momo without that. We know to momo without that. We will all be able to see. Say that Kujabi, we are now heading to post my shootout.
Yeah, a great 90 that separate the two. Both teams were unable to break the deadlock despite the fact that they come very close on numerous occasions, closer to the goal post, but failed to convert all meaningful opportunity into goals. Now we head into post-match penalty shootout. Both Gavas have did the needful and then do all the necessary adjustment that they deem necessary to influence how the game is going to end and also to get the desired results from the post-match penalty shootout. Now it's all down to the players, to get the best of their mindset, to get the best of their calm, to get the best of their cool, to get the right calculation to going for the ultimate target and to hit the target right, to make sure, every ball that is been taken from 12 yards landed at the back of the net, to, avoid the ball being saved by the short stoppers or the net miners. And now, the net miners also have a work to do in trying to, save, any possible save that they could save in order to help their team, to get the right results. The team that goes to the post-match penalty shootout with the best frame of mindset, with the best, inner belief, self-confidence, self-calm, cool, composure, and then, get all the right calculation would definitely emerge as the victorious team from post-match penalty shootout, regardless of how, the team played in the regulation time.
Thank you very much, Sidat Kujabi. Alasan, it is post-match shootouts, and now both sides will be saying, yes, if we can't get it in regulation, now it is our turn to get it on post-match shootouts.
Thank you very much, Pa. We have been indeed entertained in this evening. It's a great final, and then we have seen great football between the two teams. They have also great potential. I think it's a fair result, though, as both teams have definitely played well. I think this game truthfully reached into a post-match penalty shootout without even a mistake of the central referee. But Pa, it's a post-match penalty shootout. It is now a moment in which we believe the best goalkeeper would lift the trophy. The best netminder will go home with the giant trophy. Who is better in stopping a penalty will go home with the trophy. But we are seeing unity of goalkeepers. We have seen goalkeepers that definitely understand each other. It's a moment that is difficult indeed to take a penalty. Final is not a ground to lose. A final is not a ground to miss a penalty. The best is the one who should deserve to kick. And now we will see the best going for the penalty kicks. And this reminds me of Argentina and Dibu Martinez during his time, the last World Cup. We were able to see how much great saves he made for Argentina, how well he was stopping bowlers. But I think we will see the replica of that happening here today in this great evening, and then between these two great teams, because it's a final, and then a final, when it went to a post-match penalty shootout, we must definitely see one going home with the victory. And here the best would go home with the victory now. The best is not the best team, but the best goalkeeper this time around would definitely go home with the victory.
Thank you very much, Sidat Kujabi. And thank you very much, Alasan Ba. All eyes now on post-match shootouts between Santangba and Bantaba as to who is going to be crowned champions and champions of the land and champions of Kasakunda as far as the fitness tournament is concerned. And Sambujang Ba is the custodian for Bantaba, while Suwaibu Suwa remains the custodian for Santangba. Is of course going to be going to be the first penalty for Santangba, and of course we are struggling with the number of the player. And currently hands on hip faces Sambujang Ba in goal, and this time it's a low drive and sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Modu Badjie, who came on as a substitute, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and is of course 1-0 on post-match shootouts, and of course the player sending the goalkeeper the wrong way, says that.
Yeah, indeed, a great calm, great composure, and a great kick. You feel main reason why the gaffer trusted from the bench to come and do the needful, and eventually he stepped off with great confidence, great calm, great composure, and did the needful as he sent the goalkeeper to the opposite direction.
Sambujang Ba will now step up for his side. Came on as a substitute, of course as a goalkeeper in the second half, and will now face his opposite custodian Suwaibu Suwa. And some it is already saved by the netminder. Alasan, that was a decent save by the goalkeeper. Sambujang came to rescue, but of course his first penalty was this goalkeeper Suwaibu Suwa.
It was a great save by Suwaibu, and I think this was something that was definitely well known, because you could see he did not even have two minds of where he would put it. He definitely went there, and then he rightly touches the ball, which goalkeepers will tell you that ball just need a fingertip that will check the direction of the ball, and then he I think Bah have a great job to do to rescue his team.
Sambujang the custodian. And of course it is Suleiman Manjang to get this done for Santangba. Suleiman Manjang 2 on his back. Faces the custodian Sambujang Ba. Suleiman Manjang into the bottom corner. Beautifully executed. And the goalkeeper gets right, but he failed to head. Of course, failing to have a fingertip to that ball. And of course, Sidat Kujabi. The ball lodged itself into the bottom corner. And still advantage Santangba.
Yeah, advantage Santangba. That was a well-taken kick, and the goalkeeper, despite having an eye to that ball, no way could he, parade it or push it away from, landing at the back of the net, because that was a well-taken kick, and the goalkeeper is just helpless in that occasion.
Fantastic penalty. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Yaya Bojang beautifully executed. And of course sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and it is now the turn of Santangba. Alasan, of course Santangba just need to score all their goals, and of course they will be crowned champions.
They will be crowned champions definitely if they score all their goals. But I'm not seeing Sambujang saving a penalty here. After seeing how definitely he do go after the balls and having a little experience on how professional goalkeepers do save penalties, this is not the way that he should definitely fly. If he definitely want to save and then bring the game into parity. But let's see what will happen within these 5 penalties.
That's Modu Badjie. And Modu Badjie sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Beautifully executed, says that. Another fantastic penalty coming from Santangba. They are aging closer.
Yeah, aging closer Santangba, and beautifully and well-taken kick from the young lad there who step off, from 12 yards with great composure, great confidence, calm, and well-executed kick, and send the goalkeeper in the wrong direction. To me, they have been the great kick, the great team from 12 yards.
Now the turn of Bantaba. Ba Modu Jalo stepping up. Ba Modu Jalo. Can he get the done? Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and still Santangba is still believing. And Santangba still believes that of course it's going to be a trophy and what is expected to be handed. Of course, Alasan, Santangba just need to score the entire goals, and of course you'll be on, or will definitely be crowned champions and champions of Kasakunda.
They will be definitely crowned champions and the champions of this fitness tournament here. But we can see they are all in their fits now, just waiting for the final whistle. If the game ends like this, after them getting to understand that the results of the post-match penalty shootout is definitely going in their favor. So, and they trust their netminder, who they believe can even pull out another saves from the remaining 4. But Bah have a lot to do. Bah have a great duty to do, and we can see the game in the level town spa.
That's a fantastic save. And it is now a save for either side. Says Sidat Kujabi. At some point we said this was definitely going to end in the 5-5. But of course, seemingly, this might go beyond that, as already both sides have already missed one. And now the turn of Bantaba to score, or else they will still hand the advantage to Santangba.
Yeah, that was an ambitious kick from the young bowler in that occasion. He, opted to go for a roof instead of a low drive, and eventually the ball hit the crossbar, and now to bring Bantaba into the game, and now is all open for all sides. Now the goalkeeper looks deep. Whether he's going to have an eye, or the player with the number 5 would eventually place it at the back of the net remains to be the question.
Is that Bakari Badjie? Anyway, it is currently Bantaba to the bottom corner. Beautifully executed, and now pressure will definitely mount on Santangba. Bantaba scores, and of course it is now the turn of Santangba to execute.
It is now the turn of Santangba, but that was a great taking. That was a great penalty, and that seemingly with those done that Bruno Fernandes do always kick. I think these are one of the most dangerous penalties that Ebola can take. But once they are rightly put into the net, it becomes a great penalty. So this is a result that both teams are now into level terms. The game is into equal terms. The game is into equal results. As now we are going to experience beyond 5 penalties. So here now I think the best among all the sides have already taken. Now let's see whether we will see better ones who would come and then good great delivering. Oh, the best is over. Let's see. Still there is time. There is a way in which both teams can go home with the trophy. Only if their netminders can save beyond that they save. As we know that the game is into 11 times. Thank you, Pa.
Masane Toure, if I may get it right, for Santangba. Can he get that done? Into the goal, roof of the goalpost, or into the bottom corner rather. And Sambujang never had any chance to, of course, pull a save in that instance. And it is now the turn of Bantaba. 14 on his back. It is edging closer. Sesidat Kujabi, I think pressure is now on Bantaba to score. Of course, it's going to be a victory for Santangba.
Yeah, I think we are seeing best kicks of these post-match penalty shootout coming in the final end of the sport kickers, who have drive well-taken kicks, and to the amazement of the fans,
It is full time, fantastic save by the goalkeeper. Suwaibu Suwa and of course Santangba are crowned champions. And Santangba are the champions of course, the tournament, which is proudly and officially sponsored by Bubba Badjie. And of course Santangba are of course the champions. Sesidat Kujabi, celebrations in start for the boys from Santangba. And of course it has been a remarkable journey. And finally, they are crowned champions. And of course Bantaba will undoubtedly serve us runners-up.
Yeah, indeed. A great finale with a great atmosphere and a great showpiece of football coming from both aspiring teams. And eventually, Bantaba have to surrender to Santangba, who produced not only great performance in the regulation time, but also at post-match penalty shootout. They have been, very, very amazing. We have seen, quality spot kicks, and also great hands of saves coming from the netminder. To me, the netminder have been amazing for Santangba, and then they have also produced great penalties like Peanka penalty, and also great save coming from the netminder. Great final, a great day for the entire Kasakunda community. We thank each and everyone for making this a colorful and a successful competition. Any moment from now, we are going to head into the official handing overs of accolades and also trophies to the deserving, and recognition to individuals who have made this competition a great success. It has been LSTV one who have been giving you the live coverages, and a great atmosphere here, and a great compliment to the camera man Usman and the rest of the camera crew there. It has been Pa Lamin Fati as the lead commentator, and my humble self, Sexidat Kujabi as the co-commentator, coupled with Alassane Ba, who have been here bringing you all the live happenings. And any moment from now, we are going to hand over to Mas Sanyang to continue with the post-match activity.
Thank you. Internationally, Sexidat Bodige, please. You can give us some musical jingle before we do the coronation, please. Dige, please. You can entertain the crowd before we actually start with the coronations. Thank you, Mr. Sidat, and thank you, Mr. Pafati of LSTV1. and all the LSTV crew for giving us a live coverage. And then I will say thanks to Bubba Badjie. He is the sponsor of this fitness tournament. And then he presented 2 giant trophy and a cash prize of $10,000 to the sport committee. So in that $10,000, the sport committee also adjusts $1,000 to make it $11,000. So $6,000 will be awarded to the winner, and then $5,000 will be awarded to the runners-up. Digga, please kindly give us some musical acapellas. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dike. Please, Dindingol. Dindingol, please, Albolu tema, please. Alnga sakulo form. Dindingol, please, Alnga sakulo form, please. Alnga bolu tema, please. Dindingol, good. Please, Bantaba FC, please come forward. Santangba, please come forward. We do the coronation. We have no time, please. The place is getting dark and dark. And then our journalists, they'll be going back home. So please, come forward. We do the coronation. I will say hard luck to Bantaba and congratulations to Santangba Kabilo. Honestly, they play like a final and they spend like a final, and today they'll be crowned as champions of 2026 Bubba Badjie's fitness tournament. Bubba Badjie is a colleague, is a brother, and is a native of this village who love football and always want to inspire the young ones. Bubba Badjie is a guy who always want to create a platform for the youngsters to showcase their hidden talent, as we believe that every child is born and gifted with a talent. Please, Alnga Loja, Alnga Danje, please. Manyima, please, Alnga Danje, please, Alnga Danje. Alnga Danje, please. And Mr. Fati, Pafati, here I present the fan base of Kombosilla. And then if I say Kombosilla, everyone within West Coast region knows Kombosilla. And then I will say Kombosilla is a native of Gonjoro. It's a household name within this area because he fought immensely to make sure that to propagate Islam in Combo. And as a team, as 8 communities, we are trying to recognize his efforts, and we want the memory of him to still remain the same. That is why we name our team after him. And then we also have Kombosilla Association both in the Gambia and in diaspora. Those of you who are watching us live on LSTV1, please This is Kombasila for you, and then this is the fan base of Kombasila. And then Kasakunda is also part of Kombasila. Nyofele is also part of Kombasila. Sifo is also part of Kombasila. Sinchuri is also part of Kombasila. Busurandin down to Bonsa. We have 8 communities within Kombasila. So on that note, welcome to Kombasila. Please, Famsol Alnga Katakoma, Ibajela, it's a coronation will start. And then I will invite our former VDC IPRO and then our current VDC chairperson to come forward to help us do the awarding, please. And then the chairman of Kasakunda, Landin Badjie, who also double as the vice chairman of Kombasila Zone, and also the head of competition, please, is also with us. Thank you, Mr. Landing, honestly, for your dynamic leadership. Dindingol, please. Alnga Katokoma. Mr. Landing, please, you can assist us. We drive away the kids. Dindingol, please. Alnga Kata. Good. Mr. Jalang. Lamin Sabali. Please, Alnga Kata Nanjang. And then I will not make justice if I also don't acknowledge Sabali. Lamin Sabali, boy. Honestly, it's an iconic name in this village. If you see still our grassroots football is developing, it's due to our able coach, that's Lamin Sabali. He's working tirelessly to see to it that grassroots football within these 4 corners of this village is pushed forward. So Mr. Sabali, I will not make justice if I don't acknowledge your presence and your efforts. Mr. Jalan, please come forward. Lamin Sabali, please come forward. Just to move fast. I will invite Mr. Jalang to award this certificate to one of our Iron Lady. If I say an Iron Lady, a girl who loves sports, a girl who loves this village, and then anytime you call her, she's always available, and then she's always within our midst to make sure that our grassroots football is pushed to the next level. She is no other person but Geneva Keita. She is one of the girls we have in this village, and we will continue to celebrate them. And we are in recognition and sincere appreciation for your distinguished role in commissioning the entire fitness tournament. So I'll invite Bakari Sane Jalang to award this gift to Geneva Keita. JJ, please, you can come forward and receive your gift. Thank you, JJ. Honestly, even the last shooter Kabilo, JJ played a vital role. And then she is also part of the technical team that led the whole village at the shooter Kabilo tournament at Brikama, Boxiba. And then in recognition, I will call the wife of Bubba Badjie, who is no other person but Aroki Jamme, to come and receive these accolades on behalf of Bubba Barros Badjie, in recognition and sincere appreciation for his generous sponsorship and outstanding support towards the successful organization of the fitness tournament. Madam Aroki, please receive this on behalf of your husband. Alngabulo Kosai, please. Yes. Lamin Sabalik, please come forward. Ya for Kema and Tolko Abaraka Bake. She is the Her Excellency of the Badjie's family. Her Majesty, thank you. He is also the Vice Chairperson of Kombasila Zone, He is also the head of competition in Kombosilla Zone. He is an OC member in West Coast Region Zonal Championship. Thank you so very much. Spiritually and physically, to make sure that the youths of this village are given the platform to showcase their hidden talents. So Mr. Badjie will award this prize, Bubba Badjie's Fitness Tournament, and then they'll be given a woven cash prize of $6,000 with a giant trophy. DJ, please, you can give them. Yeah, Almamo.